By winning 9 of the first 11 games of this season's Lone Star Series, your Rangers need just one more win to take the Silver Boot for the second straight year. Tonight, Texas sends former Astros Lucas Harrell to the mound, looking to take the season series and increase their lead in the West. From Minute Maid Park, the battle for the boot continues as the Rangers take on the Houston Astros. Coming up next. Texas Rangers baseball is presented by high-speed internet from AT&T. Now it's another hot, steamy afternoon here in Houston, but inside, very comfortable. Large crowd filing in to Minute Maid Park tonight. They're getting set to watch the second game of this weekend series. Your Texas Rangers taking on the Houston Astros. And welcome in, everyone, along with Tom Graves, Steve Busby. Glad you could join us on this Saturday night of Ranger Baseball. Rangers trying to get back on the winning side of things against the Astros. You know, for a while there, the starting pitching for the Rangers really mirroring the struggles of the ball club. They were having a devil of a time. Lately, though, it looks like the starters have gotten things turned around.
It looks like that, Buzz. And, you know, the time you were talking about, it seemed like coming into every one of those games, we're wondering who's available in the bullpen tonight. Which guys haven't pitched so much that they can't pitch tonight? It's not that way right now because this time through the rotation, we've seen solid starting pitching. On the trip, you look at Darvish, Hamels, Griffin, and Perez. Martin had a 4-run inning last night, but other than that, that's solid starting pitching. The problem is the Ranger bats have been slowed down by some really good opponents starting pitching. And you can actually go back 5 starts ago to Lucas Harrell's first start, which was a quality start, 3 earned runs in 6 innings. As a result, the bullpen is well rested. Anyone that Jeff Bannister wants to use tonight, he's ready to go.
Yeah, that's good news because the Rangers need to get back in the winning column and resume their dominance over the Astros. Well, Lucas Harrell making his first start against his former team. We'll come back to Minute Maid Park with more right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealer. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer today during the Ford Freedom Sales Event and see why Ford is the best in Texas. By AT&T high-speed internet. Get a deal worth talking about. Get high-speed internet from AT&T. By Budweiser, not backing down since 1876. This Bud's for you. And by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. A big crowd filing into Minute Maid Park. A beautiful Saturday evening, and Rangers and Astros getting set to go to battle here at Minute Maid Park. Before we get underway, John Radigan is going to get us all set to go to first pitch.
Yeah, and that first pitch for the Rangers will be thrown by Lucas Harrell, who of course had 77 games with the Astros between 2011 and 2014. He's not thinking about those games in his first start against his former team. He's thinking about his new team, and that team's lofty goals and expectations.
Just go out there, show strong and just give us a chance to win. When you have a team that's this good, you just need to go out and eat up innings, and at the end of the game you're gonna have a chance to win.
It's exactly what Lucas Harrell did in his first start for the Rangers against the Kansas City Royals last week. He'll try to do it again today with perhaps just a little bit more emotions churning through his body against his former team on the mound. It's almost time for Game 2 of the Lone Star Series as the Rangers try to claim the silver boot. We're back with the lineups in the first pitch right after this.
To take on these Houston Astros, Tom's going to tell you about the Southwest Airlines Rangers batting order for tonight.
Shin-Soo Choo will lead off, and he will DH today. Ian Desmond is in center. Carlos Beltran again bats third, and he'll be in right field. Adrian Beltre is the cleanup hitter. Rugi is playing second base. Jonathan Lucroy back in the lineup, hitting sixth as the catcher. Mitch Moreland as well back in the lineup. He'll be at first base. Nomar Mazara, same thing. He'll be in left field. And batting ninth is the shortstop, Elvis Andrus.
Jeff Bannister's lineup trying to get a W back on the board tonight. They'll be facing a tough right-hander, Doug Fister. He is ready to go to work. Shin-Soo Choo leading things off. And he shoots the ball down the left field corner, slicing away from Tucker. One hop and off the wall. And Choo, after a big turn at first, hangs on. But he is aboard to start a ball game again. A leadoff single to left.
He didn't waste any time. Gets a fastball. Pretty good pitch, really. Tailing down and away off the plate. Chu hit it kind of off the end of the bat, but right down the line. Looked like it was going to be a double, but it bounces right straight up. And Tucker turns and throws it, and Shin-Soo decided to go back to first.
Oh, Chu, again, starting a ball game off by reaching first. Now Ian Desmond will come up. Desmond, in the first inning last night, grounded into a double play after Chu had reached. Facing Doug Fister tonight, fastball, slider, splitter. He has a good split-fingered pitch. He has changed a little bit over the years. Not quite as much of a sinker ball only pitcher. He has gotten a little more proficient at punch-outs, especially with that splitter. He'll work up and down in the strike zone a little bit more. Still has had good success no matter what he's been throwing against the Rangers. This is his fourth appearance of them against them this year. He is a very steady major league veteran pitcher.
That's a good way of putting it, Buzz. That's exactly what he is. You can count on this guy.
It just seems like every outing we've seen from him, Tom, it seems like it's a very workmanlike outing, and not too much ruffles him.
Yeah, kind of like Kobe Lewis in that regard, really. He's not a hard thrower, but he knows how to pitch. He can get you out.
And Desmond shoots one to right field. So back-to-back singles greet Doug Fister here tonight. Rangers 2 on, nobody out for Carlos Beltran.
It feels good for Ian. Ian's going through a little bit of a downturn here the last week or so, but that's a good start to this game, taking an outside pitch and ripping it into right field. That's what he does so well, use the whole field.
Now, he hit a couple of balls hard last night the other way and didn't have anything to show for him.
Yeah.
But finally, he gets one to fall in there. So here is Beltran. Jeff Bannister talking today about the boos that greeted Carlos Beltran last night. Ranger skipper was kind of aghast at him. He said, I'm a Houstonian. I grew up here, and hear the crowd boo a guy like Carlos Beltran for all he did for the Astros. He said, I'm really kind of embarrassed about that.
Yeah, that was a long time ago too, boy. They definitely haven't forgotten.
1 ball and 1 strike. You detailed it pretty well last night, Tom, about the crowd felt that Carlos Beltran didn't re-sign with the Astros, instead went to the Mets on a 7-year deal, and they haven't forgiven him apparently.
Yeah, I guess the thing you would ask, that's going to be a pop-up to left field. I guess the thing you would ask the people that were booing is if they were in Carlos' shoes and the Mets offered them the same 7-year deal, what would they have done? I know what I would have done.
Exactly what Carlos did.
Exactly.
Yeah, he pops out to left, so that's 1 out, and it brings up Adrian Beltre. Beltre steps in, a .276 average. Adrian had a double in the 9th inning last night for his lone hit. He has had as much success against Fister as any Ranger on in the lineup tonight. He's a .313 lifetime hitter, and he takes a strike at the knee. Beltre 10 for 32. One thing you find difficult against Doug Fister is to hit the ball out of the ballpark. He doesn't give up a whole lot of home runs. Beltre does not have any. Matter of fact, Rougned Odor is the only Ranger on this current club that has had a home run against Doug Fister. A ball and a strike. Got Chu in second, Desmond at first. 1 gone. Rangers making some noise again in the top of the 1st inning. On the outside corner. 1 and 2. Beltre looking back at home plate umpire Alan Porter as if to say, really? That's a strike, huh? Okay. Got to find out what the strike zone is early. Got him on the fists a little bit. Fly ball to left. Not very deep back there, but Tucker right in front of the scoreboard makes the catch for out number 2.
Yeah, a guy like Adrian can get jammed and still hit it out of there. He just got jammed a little bit too much on that one. Anytime the ball goes up in the air toward left field, you kind of hold your breath and wonder. This one tailed in and got him off the trademark to the point where that's as far as it would carry. Good movement on that pitch by Fister.
Oh, 2 gone. Still runners at first and second. Here's Odor. Moved in a .276 average, 21 home runs, 55 runs driven in. 1 ball and no strikes. You mentioned Odor, the only Ranger with a home run against Pfister. He is 3 out of 8 in his career. 3 RBI in those 8 at bats. Outfield playing Rugdead just about straight away. Infield a few steps around to the right. Pfister gets the strike call. It's 1-1. Astros have been riding Pfister's back. They have enjoyed each time that he has gone out there, especially lately. Chopper up the middle. That's right to Correa. And he just steps on second. That'll do it. The Rangers get back-to-back singles to open up the first, but strand both of them. Half an inning has gone by. Rangers nothing. Astros coming up. First, Tom's going to tell you now about the Astros lineup.
George Springer is the right fielder and the leadoff hitter. Alex Bregman bats second. Jose Altuve, the leading hitter in baseball at .357, is the third place hitter. Carlos Correa had a couple of RBIs last night. 70 on the season. Evan Gattis is the DH. He'll bat fifth. Preston Tucker is in left field. A.J. Reed gets the start at first base. Jake Marisnik, a .327 hitter since the 1st of July, is in center field, and Jason Castro is the catcher.
And Lucas Harrell, the 31-year-old out of Springfield, Missouri, down in the southwest corner of the state, going to work. No balls and a strike to George Springer. 1-1. Lucas making his second Ranger start. Came over from the Atlanta Braves in a trade for Travis Demerit. Having a good year at Atlanta and pitched well in his Ranger debut. Saw the numbers for Lucas Harrell. As we mentioned, this is his first start against his former team. Harrell was here from 2011 through 2014. It's that strike called right at the bottom of the zone. It's 2-2. George Springer, a .256 hitter with 22 home runs and 60 RBI.
See that pitch called a strike in a number of games on this road trip, whether it was in Baltimore or here against the Astros. That low strike. It's like they got a memo. Start calling the low strike.
Yeah. Three balls and 2 strikes to Springer. He is the leadoff hitter. Alex Bregman, the third baseman, is in the on-deck circle. Harrell's payoff pitch. Got him swinging.
He was going for it.
Yep.
Say that about Springer. He doesn't get cheated. He doesn't try to shorten his stroke. Doesn't matter what the count is. This is the swing you're going to get. That's a big-time swing. He's not necessarily a wild swinger. He walks quite a bit. 6th in the league in walks, but when he swings, he lets it go.
Yeah, he's not afraid to turn it loose.
No.
No, 1 out. Alex Bregman is 2 for 38 to begin his career. at the big league level. Good looking young player. First draft choice of the 2015 draft to make it to the big leagues as far as a position player goes.
Yeah, some of the services had ranked him as the #1 prospect in baseball. The way he played coming out of the draft last year at the AA and AAA levels already.
Left field, going over and over his head. Mazzara can't get there. Bregman with his second hit, or I should say his third hit, is in at second with a one-out double.
Well, when you hit as well as he did at the AA and AAA level, it translates into a lot more success than he's had so far. 2 for 38 before that double. Well, it's just a matter of time before he gets acclimated and starts to get his hits. Good idea of what he can do right there.
Well, Bregman at second with one out. Jose Altuve now will step in against Lucas Harrell. Altuve, the leading hitter in all of baseball now, 357. Is 1 percentage point ahead of Daniel Murphy, who's leading the National League. On the outside corner, and Harrell ahead of the count, 0-1. And Altuve, the latest hitter to question Alan Porter's strike zone. Altuve, 19 home runs, 66 driven in. And he rips one foul. That ball got in on him a bit. Oh, Harrell, the advantage in the count, 0-2. We'll take a look at the Ranger defense delivered to you by New Braunfels Convention and Visitors Bureau. Ranger outfield, you saw Mazzara in left, Desmond in center, Beltran the start in right field. Moreland, Odor, Andrews, and Beltre. First around to third with Jonathan Lucroy catching tonight. 0-2 to Altuve. Altuve got the Astros on the board first last night with an RBI double. That was in that 4-run third inning against Martin Perez. Alex Bregman at second as Harrell okays the sign and sets. Slowly hit to Beltre. Bregman will go ahead and go to third as Beltre throws out Altuve. No, 2 out with Bregman right down at the hot corner now, and Carlos Correa coming up.
Good job of getting Altuve right there. It's a tough part of the lineup right now. Correa's been swinging the bat really well. He's turning into a good run producer. Altuve right now is probably the best player in baseball.
Correa, a couple of RBI last night. He is now up to 70 for the year. Harrell will continue to work from the stretch. 1 ball and no strikes. Correa with that 1 base hit in 3 opportunities last night. 15 home runs for the year for the 21-year-old shortstop. 2-0. If you're Lucas Harrell right about now, you've fallen behind Correa. And even though you have a tough hitter in Evan Gattis waiting, probably want to pick your poison here as to what you want to do. Came back with a breaking ball, got it over, but I don't think he's really interested in having to throw a strike to Correa once you get behind him.
No, and it's not any disrespect to Gattis, but if you had your choice of who you'd want to pitch to, I think you'd have to go with Gattis.
3 balls and a strike. Ranger outfield plays Correa straight away. Evan Gattis in that on-deck circle. You saw Alex Bregman down there at third. Infield, a couple of steps to the left. The 3-1. Lost it. Now, that's one of those walks that won't really upset too many folks.
No, we were talking about that last night, Buzz. That's a walk that you can understand. The one that hurt last night, and Jeff Bannister was talking about it this afternoon, was the one to Bregman in the 4-run inning. Kind of set up the opportunities for the guys in the middle of the lineup. But with 2 outs and first base open, no one's going to argue that one.
No, runners at the corners now. Evan Gattis, who caught last night, handling DH chores tonight. Gattis hitting at 227. Nice stop by Lucroy. Now, Jonathan Lucroy, over the years with Milwaukee, developed the reputation of one of the best defensive catchers in all of baseball, and already in his 4 games now with the Rangers, we've seen him block balls, throw well, handle a pitching staff. He pretty complete package back there. Breaking ball stayed high, and it's 2 balls, no strikes. Harrell now at the 20 pitch mark in the first inning. 11 balls, 9 strikes. Gattis in a hitter's count. Here's where you have to be careful. Three and 0.
21 pitches, 9 strikes, and 12 balls as Lucas is trying to carefully navigate through this first inning without giving up a run.
Jonathan Lucroy out there to give him a little bit of advice, tell him what he's seeing from behind home plate. Sometimes the catcher can give you a hint or two about something that he sees that's different than what you were doing another time. Mechanically, you don't look quite the same. It's fallen behind 3-0 to Gattis, and no sure thing that he is taking here. Back-to-back walks. That'll load him up for Preston Tucker. Now Lucas, no place to put Preston Tucker. Come back and make some quality pitches to him. Tucker hitting just 161. 4 home runs, 7 driven in. He brings an 0 for 19 to the plate. First pitch to him is a little bit low for ball 1.
Yeah, it's been a strike several times in this game. Not that time. That was actually probably more of a strike than the sinkers, because that one was coming from a higher spot to reach that part of the strike zone.
And that one's inside, 2-0. Now, Lucas Harrell living on the edge, and he's going to get a visit from Doug Brocail, who quickly jogs out of the dugout to the mound. Brocail gets a nice reception from the Houston fans. Boy, they're booing everybody that used to be here. Little pep talk from Doug Brocail to Lucas Harrell. Now come on back, make some quality pitches to Tucker. Get him. 2-0 the count, bases full and 2 outs. Harrell continuing to work from the stretch and misses outside. 3-0. Now the thing about walking Correa and then Gattis, you sometimes being careful, you lose your aggressiveness and you lose your command of the strike zone. There's ball 4. That's going to walk in a run. 3 consecutive walks. The Astros lead 1-0.
It's one thing to walk Correa. It's another thing to walk Gattis, who's a 227 hitter, but it's really another thing to walk Preston Tucker, who's hitting 161. He's not necessarily pitching carefully, he's just unable to throw the ball over the plate right now.
Well, here's A.J. Reed, and he's a 135 hitter. He gets a strike on the first pitch.
Now this is a big guy right here. I heard he was a big guy, but
he's a large fella.
Bigger than I thought he was.
Check swing on the breaking ball. Blocked nicely by Lucroy. 1-1. A.J. Reed, a couple of home runs, 4 driven in, a .220 on base percentage. Got the bases full of Astro teammates here in the first. Strike 2. Comeback fastball got the inner corner.
Yeah, that was all the way in the strike zone, no doubt about that one.
And Correa at third, Gaddis at second, Tucker at first. Couldn't get him off with the breaking ball. 2-2.
A hard time locating his curveball. He's got a good curveball today. Several that he's thrown. Just locate it a little closer to the strike zone. Maybe get him to swing at it.
Well, Lucas here with next pitch will be his 31st of this first inning. Got him swinging. Well, he minimized the damage. The Astros get a run on one hit. They leave the bases full after one. Houston 1, Texas nothing. National Jersey Night, and fans who wear a Rangers jersey to the game that night will get to participate in a pregame parade and will receive a voucher for a buy one get one ticket to select games in August. Plus, Texas Ranger retail locations are offering 15% off all Rangers jerseys from now until August the 15th. Get your tickets for August 15th at TexasRangers.com. The Rangers now trailing 1-0. Jonathan Lucroy leading things off for the Rangers against Doug Fister, who throws strike one. It'll be Lucroy, Moreland, and Mazzara, the first three to do the swinging against Fister. Lucroy, a 200 hitter with the Rangers. A home run, 2 driven in, 296 for the year. Lucroy at his first home run in a Ranger uniform in Baltimore. His first time to bat on Thursday against the Orioles. 1-1. Popped up. First base, Reed there. One gone.
You see, Fister has the ability to run that fastball in on the right-hand hitters, which sets up the off-speed stuff away. Was able to get it in on Adrian and right there on Lucroy as well.
The scouting report had him throwing more up in the strike zone too with that fastball, and that Talking about running it in, that's what he's been able to do.
Yeah, both of those are an example of that.
And he didn't used to do that very much. His stock and trade was that sinker down. He'd run the sinker down and into a right-hander. And now he has the ability to run it up and in. First pitch to Mitch is in for strike one. Moreland at 249. 18 home runs, 46 driven in. There's that slow breaking ball for a strike. 0-2. Mitch 5 for 22 against Pfister. It's a 227 average. Pfister, who broke into the big leagues with the Mariners and went over to the Tigers before spending a couple of years in Washington.
Has been a very successful free agent signing. He's on the disabled list a little bit last year. Ended up in relief. Wasn't in great demand in the offseason. Only signed a one-year contract. The Astros signed a gem right here for the season.
Well, reaching and pokes one into left center. Carried pretty well, but Baristic back to make the catch for out number 2. No, 2 up, 2 away. Now Nomar Mazara will step in. Yeah, I would say that the Astros pretty well got their money worth, whatever they paid for him. He's going to turn out to be a pretty good buy for them. Provides that veteran presence in a staff that needed some leadership. Nomar Mazara, a 283 hitter, steps in. One ball and no strikes. Mazara 1 out of 6 in previous matchups with Doug Pfister. 1-1. .6'8" right-hander Doug Pfister back to the mound, back to the plate, I should say, and it's 2 balls and a strike. Pfister pitched against the Rangers back in April at Globe Life Park in Arlington. Went 6 innings, gave up 2 runs to them. Ended up losing that ball game 2-1. Got a win at Globe Life Park in June. Little looping foul, and that's going to drop untouched. Bregman playing way over the shortstop spot. No chance to get over there. Well, the count evens at 2-2. Pfister in that June game, it was June 8th. Worked 6 innings, gave up just 1 run. The Astros won that game behind him 3-1. Foul ball. We will try it again at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Overall in his career, Pfister's gone 5-5 with a 4.88 ERA against the Rangers. This is his 13th career start. Another 2-2 pitch. That's poked to left field, down for a base hit. Pretty good piece of hitting by Nomar Mazara.
I'd seen a number of slower pitches in that at bat, and that one he was able to wait on. Down, not even close to being a strike. A pretty good job of getting enough wood on the bat to line it into left field. You see how shallow the left fielder can play here. A lot of line drive singles are caught by the left fielder.
Well, that's the 3rd Ranger hit of the night. Mazara at first with 2 outs. Here's Elvis Andrus. Elvis batting at 289. There's that fastball right in on his knuckles, and he fights it off foul.
He's got the command of the pitches that we've talked about. He's also tall, lanky, a lot of deception, arms and legs flying at you. Tough to pick the ball up.
Kind of reminds me a little bit of Chris Young, what we saw of him a few years ago when he had a little more on his fastball.
Yeah, Chris Young had that same thing going for him. Tall guy.
That's on the outside corner. Elvis now down in an 0-2 hole.
Boy, he's just spotting that ball with the movement. Brought it right back to the outside corner.
Elvis on base 24 of his last 28 ball games. Up the middle, off the glove. That's going to slow it down for a base hit. Well, Pfister got enough leather on it to kill it before it ever got to the infield dirt. And Elvis aboard with an infield single.
And one of those balls where your instincts take over. You want to make the play. As it was, the softly hit ball was going to be a simple play for Altuve, who was shading over towards second anyway. But in the heat of the bat, heat of the moment, you don't really think of that. You just think, I've got to make the play.
Well, back-to-back two-out hits. Back to the top of the Ranger order, Shin-Soo Choo, who singled into the left field corner, leading things off. Nothing in one. Pfister able to drop that in pretty much at will here in the early going. Right-hander set. 1-1 as he comes up and in to Choo. With the base hit now, Choo got his average up over the 270 mark. It's currently a 271. Got the tying run out at second in this game with the go-ahead run over at first. And that is in tight. 2 balls and a strike. Pfister reading the signs from Jason Castro. Infield playing Choo around to the right. Not in an overshift, but they are shifted around that way. And Pfister miss high. 3-1 now. But look at the infield defense. Outfield, you can see, playing Choo slightly the opposite way. But Pfister's fallen behind now. Choo bidding to get aboard to bring up Ian Desmond, who is in the on-deck circle. Full count. So with 2 outs now, Mazara and Andrus will be off and moving with the next offering. Pretty much a packed house here at Minute Maid Park tonight. Pfister ready. Runners on the move. Payoff pitch inside, ball 4, and that'll load him up for Desmond. A.J. Hinch going to make a note about that. First walk issued by Pfister tonight. Ian Desmond had a base hit to right his first time up. Ian in the throes of a pretty good offensive downturn, but this would be a great time for him to get back in the RBI column along with the hit column. 0-1. That base hit for Desmond in the first inning, just his second in his last 21 times to the plate. Mazara, Andrus, and Choo, third, second, and first. Nothing and 2. He's been trying to get his game plan together before he steps in. Pfister with the advantage in the count. Slowly hit to third. Bregman on the run, throws out Desmond, and the threat is nullified by Doug Pfister. No runs, 2 hits, 3 left. After 1.5, Astros leading 1-0. on Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer today during the Ford Freedom Sales Event and see why Ford is the best in Texas. Well, Lucas Harrell, a little how do you do to Jake Maristic on the first pitch. Up and in for ball one. Maristic, the number 8 hitter, takes down and away, 2 balls and no strikes. 227 the average for the Astros center fielder tonight. Got the start in left last night. 2-1 on the foul ball. Lucas Harrell looks like he's fighting himself just a little bit out there, trying to make the pitches, and frustrated with himself when he's not able to. Good pitch inside that time, and Maristic fouls it off. 2-2. I mentioned last night that the bottom 5 spots in the batting order really non-productive for the Astros of late. 5 through 9, barely hitting 200. Preston Tucker, the 6th place hitter, had an RBI tonight and a bases loaded walk. A.J. Hinch got a little bit of production anyway. Payoff pitch to Maristic. To center field, Desmond will have to hold up and play it on high. And Maristic aboard with a leadoff single. Second Astro hit of the night. Jason Castro will be next.
Fastball ran in on his fists. Pretty good pitch. Maristic swinging the bat a little bit better. Beginning of July, he's over 300 hitter. Off to a terrible start this year. But he's in there against a righty today.
Jason Castro also having a tough year offensively, batting just .207. 6 home runs, 23 driven in. Harrell recognizing the speed of Maristic, driving him back with a couple of quick throws. Maristic 6 stolen bases in 10 attempts this year. He's on the move. The pitch is a ball. The throw is wide, and Maristic swipes second.
Didn't really matter. That base was stolen before Lucas let go of the ball. Nothing Jonathan could have done on that one. He had to rush his throw as it was, but I don't think a perfect throw would have made much difference. Good jump, high leg kick. Tough call for a catcher.
So Maristic now in scoring position. A swinging strike to Castro makes it 1-1. Castro this year, all 6 of his home runs have come against right-handed pitching. It's fouled away to the left. 1 ball and 2 strikes.
Castro's got a few walks, fairly good number of walks, but he's struck out 97 times already. And he has 237 at bats. He's had a hard time making contact.
Yeah, the strikeout is something that the Astros are unopposed to ringing up. A lot of guys that have fairly high strikeout totals. Castro's going to add another one to his total as he punches out. 3rd strikeout of the night for Lucas Harrell. 1 away. And George Springer coming up again.
That's a good sign. That time he threw the curveball for a strike. Most of the curveballs he's thrown, in fact almost all of them, have been down and almost in the dirt. That one he dropped in the bottom of the strike zone and got a good result.
Well, here's Springer, who began the ball game by striking out. Springer 1 for 4 in last night's ball game. Foul ball, and it's 0-1.
2012, when Harrell won 11 games for the Astros only won 55 games the whole year, so he had a fairly good percentage of those wins. Well, he's trying to impress a new team and trying to pin one on his old team. Trying to settle down and relax and throw his game.
Yeah, and those 2 points you just brought up, Don, about relaxing and trying to impress. That's something, and Lucas Harrell had problems here with the Astros. And he'd get a little too pumped up in outings, and would his results would not be as positive as he tried to make them.
Well, he's got kind of the perfect storm of that kind of thing going on right here. Independent race on a new team, pitching against his old team.
Right.
That builds up a lot of emotion, I would guess.
Yeah, the 2-1 to Springer. Well spotted on the outside corner, 2-2.
Yeah, the pitches other than his fastball starting to come around. That looked like maybe a cut fastball. Go along with his curveball. Yeah, with Lucas, it's not a matter of the stuff. The stuff is fine. It's a matter of commanding it just a little bit better.
Call strike 3. Springer knew it. He got caught looking for something other than that low inside fastball. He is gone for the second time on strikes. And Alex Bregman will come up.
And that's commanding it a little bit better. Perfect strike on the bottom of the strike zone. Good sinker.
4 of the 5 outs that Lucas Harrell has gotten tonight have been on punch outs. Now Alex Bregman, who doubled to left center field his first time, steps in. Takes that breaking ball for strike 1.
That's 3 straight curveballs for strikes now.
Bregman still in search of his first big league RBI. One ball and 1 strike. Lucas Harrell up to 48 pitches, 26 balls, 22 strikes. Got Jake Marisnick out at second with 2 outs. 1-2.
Doing a good job of keeping the ball down. And Alan Porter giving him a pretty good look at those low fastballs. Home plate umpire.
Harrell a check of second. That will even the count to Bregman. Alex Bregman played his college ball at LSU. Ranger bench keeping a close eye on things. 3 balls, 2 strikes.
You got a run out there at second base, but you got Altuve in the on-deck circle.
Yep.
Well, Bregman had a double the first time up, but the fact is he's 3 for 39. Don't want to face Altuve this inning.
Harrell nods in agreement. Now the payoff pitch. Outside corner call, strike 3. Well, Harrell ends up striking out the side, working around a leadoff single. Well, 5 strikeouts for Harrell. Astros gone, and after 2, it's the Astros 1, the Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. tonight 4-2, but the Astros leading 1-0 as Texas comes to bat here in the third inning. Carlos Beltran, Adrian Beltre, and Rougned Odor, the first three to face Doug Fister. Beltran skied to left field in the first, takes strike one. Carlos a .301 season average. Little tapper foul behind home plate. He is down in the count now, 0-2. Beltran 4 out of 17 since joining the club. He's hit safely in the last 3 games. Doug Fister, 43 pitches under his belt thus far. 31 strikes, 12 balls. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Well, the Rangers have made it a little uncomfortable for Fister each of the first 2 innings, but they have stranded 5 runners.
Yeah, at first and second with nobody out the first.
Base hit for Beltran. Waited nicely on that off-speed pitch.
He can hit, boy.
Yep.
He's so relaxed at the plate.
Oh, leadoff single. Rangers have their first man aboard, and before Beltre comes up, we're going to send it back to Dana Larson for a Chevy game break. All right, Dana, thank you. Adrian Beltre, a fly ball right to the base of the Crawford boxes in left field, sends one out to center on the first pitch here. Marisnik has it. Back to first goes Beltran. 1 out for Rougned Odor. Odor ran it right back up the middle. Carlos Correa, the shortstop, who stepped on second to end the Ranger first inning. Beltran, a very modest lead at first. Double play ground ball. Correa to lead. 4-6-3, and that takes care of the Rangers in the third. No runs a hit. Nobody left. After 2.5, Astros leading the Rangers 1-0. Next, Texas Chili Company Dollar Hot Dog Night. That's coming up Wednesday, August 10th. Rangers take on the Colorado Rockies at Globe Life Park, so come on out to the ballpark early. Enjoy all the hot dogs you can eat for just $1 each. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com, or you can call 972-RANGERS. Well, Lucas Harrell back out to the hill. He will face Jose Altuve. Starting things off with ball one. Altuve to be followed by Carlos Correa and Evan Gattis. Altuve chopped out to third. His first time up there. 2 balls and no strikes. Lucas Harrell has 5 strikeouts, 3 walks, and 2 hits. And he's trailing 1-0. Could be a lot worse. 3 walks came in succession in the first inning. Drops that breaking ball to the upper inside part of the strike zone. 2-1. Another breaking ball. Pushing Altuve back and catches the heart of the plate. 2-2. Rangers, by comparison, have done a pretty good job with Altuve this year. He's a .317 hitter. That's 40 points below his major league leading total of .357. Full count to Altuve. Leading off the third, Carlos Correa will be next. Lucas Harrell with the payoff pitch. 4th walk of the game puts Altuve aboard.
Well, Marisnik led off last inning with a single and stole second. I think Altuve is a threat to do that as well. One of the best base stealers in the game. That was Altuve's 48th walk. The most walks he's ever had in a year before this year was 40. That's probably got a lot to do with the kind of season he's having. He's not swinging at quite as many pitches out of the strike zone. Getting on base more often and probably avoiding some outs that were made on bad pitches in the past. If you want to nitpick at a great player.
First pitch to Correa is off the plate inside for ball 1. Correa drew the first of the 3 successive walks in the first inning. Rangers have their infield at double play depth, playing Correa maybe 2 steps around to the left. Look at Elvis Andrus, Rougned Odor up a couple of steps toward home plate and maybe a step to the left for the right-handed hitting Correa. There goes Altuve. The throw is in time. They got it. Odor. Oh, it took a perfect throw and a circus tag by Odor to get him.
You know, I'm thinking that to myself as he's going. I don't think he can get him, but if he's got any chance, it's got to be a perfect throw. Look how quickly he got rid of that ball, and it was a perfect throw just about with the help of Odor. Tailed a little bit into the runner at the end, but nice play by Rugi.
Odor just a hair late getting there, so he had to make a dive for it. Watch where the throw is, though, from Lucroy. No, 1 out now. 2-1 the count. Now 2-2 after the foul ball. Well, there's your first look at Jonathan Lucroy throwing out a good base runner at second.
That's a beautiful play by Rugi.
Two-two pitch. We'll try it again.
Again, when you watch the pitches that Harrell's throwing, cutter, curveball, sinker, all you got to do is locate him, and he'll be fine. Take advantage of that infield that turns so many double plays, makes the plays behind you. He's got to start evening up the strike ball ratio. It's going to be a short outing.
Another chopper foul. Now you saw that stat on Jonathan Lucroy, 30 caught stealing this year. That's the most in Major League Baseball. Throwing out about 44% of runners. Another 2-2 on the way. Full count. Well, second straight hitter that Harrell has had a full count to here in the third. Carlos Correa, the cleanup hitter, to be followed by the designated hitter, Evan Gattis. We'll try the 3-2 pitch again. So it's going to be at least a 9-pitch at bat. The center field, Desmond has it read.
Lucas, on the 10th pitch, tried something different. Came at him with a sidearm delivery. Carlos Correa ripped it, but fortunately it was right at Desmond.
So that didn't impress Carlos Correa too much.
First time he drops down with a sidearm luck. He ducked it out of the way for that line drive, too.
Looked like a yoga position. I wouldn't swear to it, but. Oh, 2 outs. Here's Gattis. He rips a base hit into left field. Well, as is the habit of most of these Astro hitters, they go up there way on at the first good pitch that they see. Gattis taking advantage there for a 2-out single. Preston Tucker next. Tucker drew the bases loaded walk in the first inning that drove home the only run of the game. His 8th RBI of the year. Good tailing fastball for strike 1. Lucas okays the sign. One ball and 1 strike. Well, the spot that Tucker is occupying for the Astros has been kind of a black hole for A.J. Hinch. Colby Rasmus, who had a good year last year for him, not having quite the same year this year. Deep down the left field line, but slicing foul. Well back out of play. And Luis Valbuena playing a little bit and hitting in that spot. He's hurt. One and 2. That will even the count. Harrell with 72 pitches so far, 37 balls, 35 strikes. Got Gattis at first, 2 outs here in the 3rd inning. And the count goes full. Harrell, who already has 4 walks. Danger of walking Preston Tucker. A.J. Reed, big first baseman, in that on-deck circle. Gattis with 2 outs now will get a free run at first base. Mitch Moreland playing a step or 2 behind him. Harrell ready to pay off pitch. Slow tapper down to first. Harrell can't get it. It's going to be a base hit. Gattis on around to 3rd.
That was a tough, kind of an in-between ball. Looked like Lucas was going to be able to run over, catch it, and touch the bag. Mitch has moved way back. What could they have done different? Let Mitch catch it and flip it to him? Mitch couldn't have gotten to the bag, could he?
No, that's right in between.
Yeah, I don't think
not much you can do. Harrell really is the only one that has a legitimate chance at that.
That's what I was thinking too. At first, I'm thinking, man, you got to make that play. But then you look at it, now just one of those plays. It wasn't a play to be made. It looked like.
Yeah, because the first baseman can't come in and run the pitcher off it because the first baseman wouldn't be able to get to the bag himself on that.
No, he couldn't get there.
So, infield single, now 2 on with 2 outs. A.J. Reed, who struck out the first time that he faced Lucas Harrell tonight, steps in. Ball 1. A.J. Reed, a 132 average.
There's one guy out in the bullpen that might as well start stretching because he's going to be in here pretty soon. That's Alex Claudio.
Inning by inning, it started a little rough. Hasn't gotten a whole lot better. 31 pitches in that first inning. 21 in the second, 24 here in the third. And Doug Brocail, see if he can get Lucas Harrell in the strike zone. There's Claudio.
.76 pitches in 3 innings. If he settles down a little bit, he might be able to get through 5 innings.
Yeah, at this rate, he's going to be at 120 pitches for 5.
It's too bad because it looks like he's got good stuff.
Yeah.
He's got good sinking action on his fastball. He's thrown some good curveballs. Just a matter of finding the location with it. Easier said than done.
Now, you don't want to find the middle of the plate to this guy. He can make it a 4-0 game real fast. Pretty good pitch. Just missed the inside corner. 3 balls and no strikes. A.J. Reed out of the University of Kentucky. The 3-0 pitch. Bases loaded. Five walks and 5 strikeouts tonight for Lucas Harrell. And Doug Brocail calling out to the bullpen, said, okay, it's time. Well, Harrell now for the second time tonight will face Jake Maristic. Got Gaddis over at third, Preston Tucker at second, A.J. Reed at first. Maristic trying to single to left field his first time up. Nice stop by Jonathan Lucroy.
Lucroy's caught 9 innings already. As far as effort goes, he had to block about 15 balls.
Boy, that's a great block, too.
Man on third base.
And his whole body out in front of it. Yeah. It wasn't just reaching out there with his glove.
No.
He was making sure that didn't get by him. Maristic, as you can see, has been pretty successful with the bases full, a .357 career average. Beltre will take it to third, and that'll do it. A little smoke and mirrors, and Astros leave the bases full on a couple of hits and a couple of walks. After 3, Astros 1, Rangers nothing. And now let's go to Rick Rudder in our Rooms to Go lounge. ball game. The Astros on top. That doesn't tell nearly the full story. You can imagine the Astros and Rangers have left 12 on between them. Astros left 7 on. The Rangers left 5, and Rangers fortunate to still be within a run. Jonathan Lucroy starting off the Ranger 4th. Lucroy popped out to first as he led off the 2nd inning. Pfister pours in a strike. It is 1-1. Lucroy, Moreland, and Mazzara, the first 3 here in the Ranger 4th. Two hopper down to Bregman. 1 gone. Next, Pfister will face Mitch Moreland. Moreland skied to center field as he hit in the 2nd inning. And as you watch Mitch Moreland, he is our TXU Energy power player to watch tonight. Last 9 ball games. About a .462 average with 5 home runs and 9 RBI. A .1520 OPS. Takes that first pitch for strike 1. Moreland 18 home runs, 46 RBI this year. Checked his swing on that slow breaking ball. And the question for the third base umpire, that's Barksdale, was did he swing? And Lance said nope, he didn't. Moreland, a powering fly ball slicing toward the seats in foul ground. Over to take a look, Preston Tucker, and that ball's back in the first row. Gets kind of cozy down there, toward the Crawford boxes, and the seats on the side of the foul line come into play very quickly. See Tucker getting over there, running out of room in a hurry. There's only about 5 feet between the foul line and those seats. 1-2 to Mitch. Doug Pfister, 54 pitches tonight, 39 strikes, 15 balls. He has been right on top of things. The Rangers, though, have 5 hits. They just have not been able to get the big one. It's outside, 2-2. Mitch on this trip now just 2 for 7. He's slowed down a little bit. Into center field, Marisnik ranging back. 2 gone.
Yeah, a lot of the fly balls the Rangers have hit have been balls hit toward the handle. And Pfister's been doing a pretty good job of keeping the ball in with good movement and making that happen.
No, base is empty for Nomar Mazzara, who had a 2-out single in the 2nd. Mazzara now with that average back up to 285, and he's extended his hitting streak to 6 straight ball games. 1 ball, no strikes. And the good hitting fortune is extended back over a couple of weeks for Nomar. It looks like he's starting to get back on one of those consistently good rolls that he began his major league career with. He was on a pretty good roll offensively for the first 2.5 months of his major league career. A little bit of a downturn. Now he's back right where he wants to be, and he takes outside. 3 balls and no strikes. If Mazzara can extend this 4th inning, Elvis Andrus will follow. And ball 4. Nomar takes the walk. Second walk issued by Pfister tonight. Elvis coming up, who had an infield single his first time. Folks, Star Wars weekend returns to the ballpark. The first 15,000 fans to the game on Saturday, August 27th, receive an Elvis Landrews Calrissian Star Wars bobblehead. That's courtesy of Takis. Don't forget, you don't have to smuggle your way across the galaxy in order to pick up one of the coolest bobbleheads of the year. Purchase your tickets today at TexasRangers.com. See the Indians take on the Rangers and take home this special collectible. Oh, and 1 the count to Elvis. Andrews hit a ground ball up the middle that caromed off of Pfister's glove and stopped dead right before he got to the infield dirt. Getting an infield single. And he's going to shoot one to right. That's a base hit. Springer, playing shallow, thought about coming in for a minute and then thought better of it. So Elvis 2 for 2.
And Springer thought about it, but then with 2 outs, thought better of it. Keep the runners right where they are, give Pfister a chance to get the last out without moving some runners around a little bit more.
So again, Mazzara and Elvis aboard, second and first with 2 outs for Shin-Soo Choo. In this identical situation in the second inning, Choo drew a walk. Had a single in the first, so he's 1 for 1. Been on base both times. 0-1 as Pfister dropping that slow hook down below the bat of Shin-Soo Choo. Choo 4 out of 10 since getting back into the lineup. One and one. Choo coming back off the disabled list for the 3rd time this year. He stepped back into the lineup on Thursday and immediately had a double to start that game off. Outside, able to keep the bat back. It is 2-1. Long look in for Pfister. He is ready. Base hit to right field. Mazzara coming around third. Springer's got an arm. The throw to the plate. He is out at the plate. And Jeff Bannister quickly up out of the Ranger dugout saying, hang on here a second. Alan Porter never hesitated, pointing to the middle of his back saying that's where the tag was made. Now Steve Buechele will get the information from Bobby Jones and Adam Brenner upstairs, who will look at all the angles as quickly as they can. Boy, if he did get him, he just did get him.
I don't know. It's tough to overturn it based on that. This might tell. It doesn't look like it.
And Jeff Bannister saying, yeah, that's close enough. We're going to have you take a look at it. Well, Alan Porter says, okay, we will get the headsets out, get in contact with Replay Command Center. Ted Barrett, the crew chief, who's out at second, and Alan Porter, who made the call at the plate, will be the principals involved with the headsets on. Communication with Replay Command Center back in New York. Umpires rotate through the command center. That's part of the regular rotation now for all the umpires. This challenge brought to you by Ford. Rangers challenging the call on the field, which is out at home plate.
It seems like there's enough of a blind spot to where you can't really tell whether he tagged him or not.
Yeah, the fans are seeing an angle on the board which we haven't been privy to. One of the
I don't think that shows definitively that he got touched, but it doesn't show the opposite either.
Right.
So I think the Rangers are going to have a hard time getting it reversed. There just doesn't seem to be the one perfect angle to show it one way or the other.
And again, we don't have access to everything we're going to see back in New York, but got a pretty good sampling of it. And it looks like a decision has been made, and the call on the play is out. Nope. The call at home plate stands in that particular situation. So it remains the Astros 1, the Rangers nothing on Fox Sports Southwest. Is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. And by the all-new 3-row Mazda CX-9, meticulously crafted for driving because driving matters. Well, the Rangers now will be without a challenge for the rest of the ball game, having their challenge overruled by replay command. Close play, and that's what the challenge is there for. If you want to take a shot at it. It was a very close play at the plate. Nomar Mazara, though, tagged out after a strong throw from George Springer in right field. Jason Castro, who made that tag, leading things off. 0-1 the count. Now 0-2. Castro struck out his first time to the plate. Lucas Harrell back to the mound. 82 pitches already for the Ranger right-hander. Harrell has walked 5. He has struck out 5. Has allowed 4 hits. He has had runners on base almost since he walked out there. Moreland right at the bag at first. That's out number 1. That'll take the Astros back to the top of their order, and George Springer. Springer tonight 0 for 2, although he hasn't had an impact on the game. That fine throw to home plate to nail Nomar Mazara, ending the last inning. With the bat, he has struck out both times against Lucas Harrell. Right off the fist and out of play. Tony Barnett, who was up last inning, up once again. He is throwing in earnest now as Harrell has reached the 85 pitch plateau.
Now, we were talking about in the open before the game that the Rangers have a very well-rested bullpen. That's one of the benefits. You've got the ability to use almost every guy in the bullpen today, and in a one-run game, even though it's early in the game, Jeff's got Tony up.
Beltre to Moreland. 2 gone.
We had games earlier in the season where if the starter was going to be out after 3 or 4, we'd be saying Alex Claudio needs to come in and throw 3 or 4 himself because there's only a couple of other guys available, but that's not the case right now.
Now 2 up, 2 away. First time that has happened to the Astros tonight. Pitch down and away to Alex Bregman, who has doubled and struck out.
And generally, if a starter is gone after 3, 4 innings, and if Lucas can get this guy, he might be able to go back out. But if it's gone after 4, it's not a 1-0 game generally.
Right. Yeah, unless there's been an injury, it normally is not that cut and dried. 2-1 to Bregman. Bregman's double with 1 out in the first inning led to the only run of the game. Bregman came in to score on a bases loaded walk. That was to Preston Tucker in the first. Ahead in the count here, 3 balls and a strike. Well, Lucas Harrell again having a hard time getting ahead of Alex Bregman tonight. Base hit to center field. Bregman 2 for 3. And Jose Altuve coming up. And Jeff Bannister, after this base hit, might just have seen all he's going to see. He's on his way to the mound and looking out toward the bullpen. 92 pitches for Lucas Harrell, and that's going to signal the end of his night. He goes 3 2/3 innings. He leaves trailing just 1-0. Got a runner on first with 2 outs, and Tony Barnett making his way in from the bullpen in left center field. We'll take a timeout. We're back to Minute Maid Park right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. Look at our greater coverage of baseball, brought to you by T-Mobile. Well, last night, Mike Trout became the 5th player in American League history to hit 20 or more home runs in 5 seasons before he turned 25. The others, Mickey Mantle, Tony Canigliaro, Alex Rodriguez, and Ken Griffey Jr. And speaking of Jr., Ken Griffey retiring Junior's number 24 tonight. The Seattle Mariners are, and the first player in Mariners history to have his number retired. And no one deserves it more than Junior. Went into the Hall of Fame along with Mike Piazza. Well, Tony Barnett, who we saw last night for an inning, on here with Alex Bregman at first. 2 outs in the 4th inning. He will face Jose Altuve. 43rd appearance for Tony Barnett. Barnett, the team leader, he's inherited 32 runners this year. Only 7 of them have scored. Altuve 0 for 1 with a walk. 1 ball and no strikes. Barnett came on and worked the 8th inning last night. Faced Gaddis, Tyler White, Marwin Gonzalez, and Carlos Gomez. Gaddis, the only player of that quartet in the ballgame this evening. That pitch a little bit low, apparently. 2-0. Altuve walked leading off the 3rd inning. It was caught stealing by Jonathan Lucroy. A great throw down to second. A great tag by Rougned Odor. 2-0 pitch. 3-0. Altuve, the number 3 hitter in the Astros lineup, Carlos Correa, hoping to get a chance to hit here in the 4th inning. I don't think Altuve was thinking about taking that pitch. He was ready to turn that bat loose. Pretty good pitch by Barnett. 3-1. Altuve, 19 home runs, 66 runs driven in this year. Bregman drawing a throw. Ranger infield shades Altuve around to the left. Slightly to pull. The outfield straight away and kind of bunching him toward the alleys. The 3-1 pitch coming. Off the end of the bat, Elvis. The throw to second just in time. A little underhand shovel to Rougned Odor. And Barnett gets Altuve to ground into a fielder's choice. No runs a hit, 1 man left. After 4, 1-0 Houston.
Here at Minute Maid Park. On the way to the ballpark today, we made a stop for some lunch, of course, and we stopped for a little Texas barbecue. It's absolutely in the shadow of Minute Maid Park. It's a place called Jackson Street Barbecue, and it is right there in the absolute shadow of Minute Maid. It's a really well-renowned and well-thought-of barbecue place, and so we thought we'd give that a try today. As you see, Ian Desmond went out to third there. We thought we'd give that a try, and we got inside and we tried one of each of the meats. 6 meats. Look at how good those all look. The brisket was great. The chicken might be the best smoked chicken I've ever had, and the ribs were fantastic. Take a look at the close-up of those ribs. Just an absolute great plate. That's a full rack of ribs. And I was there with Eric Nadel and Jared Sandler and a couple of other people, including the guru of social media, Kyle Smith, for the Texas Rangers. And Kyle actually took this picture and he said, John, bold move wearing the white shirt to a barbecue place, which I hadn't really thought of, but you notice I didn't spill any. Or did I? And it's just in a spot that my tie covers it. Not sure I'm going to reveal that, guys, but the barbecue was absolutely great. And I don't know, do I oh, look at there, I'm clean.
Yeah, there it is.
Completely clean.
Right.
How about that?
I'm proud of you, John.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah, is that the shirt you wore here today, though?
Well, Carlos Beltran with his second hit of the night. This is a rope into the gap in left center for a double. You talked about it, Tom. The guy can hit.
He can hit, boy. He's the most relaxed, confident hitter you'll see. 39 years old, and he's swinging the bat just as well as he's ever swung the bat, hitting over 300, 23 home runs. Just what you should do with that pitch. It's a decent pitch, tailing away. Instead of trying to pull it, you went with it.
For the Rangers now, they have 8 hits tonight in 4 innings, 4 1/3 innings against Doug Fister. They have yet to punch through on the scoreboard in the run column. Let's see if Adrian Beltre can turn that around.
Yeah, it's pretty. In fact, it's pretty unusual for the Astros, after what they've had, to only have 1 run. For the Rangers, 8 hits in 4 1/3, and they don't have a run either.
Yeah.
So both pitchers pitching on borrowed time.
Matter of fact, the Rangers now have gone 13 innings without scoring. Go back to the last game in Baltimore, the last time they scored, the 8th inning.
The Rangers are due to launch one sooner or later. Might as well be Adrian.
Might as well. In tight. 2 balls and a strike. Our Ford leaderboard now about the best averages with runners in scoring position. Rangers now in 3rd. They have fallen behind the Angels, but still hitting .281. That top trio bunched very tightly with Boston leading the pack. Adrian ahead of the count. Rips that foul. 2-2. You've got to think one of these times, as much as Fister's been pitching inside, he's going to leave one out over the plate a bit. Or you would hope. Carlos Beltran out there at second, stepping off his lead. Now Fister picks out a sign. Pulled to Bregman at third. Long throw. Beltran going on to third as the throw went across the diamond. Beltre thrown out. Beltran advances 90 feet on a good base running play. He's there with 2 outs for Rougned Odor.
Yeah, it wasn't too far from being thrown down the left field line. They've got everybody scrambling to back this play up. Got 2 guys backing up third on that one.
Adrian hit the ball sharply on the ground, however, it was right at Bregman. 2 outs. Odor coming up. He has grounded out twice tonight, once into a double play. Rougned has tried to pull the ball both times. He did that last night too a little bit. Got in one of those funks where he kind of rolled over on things.
Hey, you should watch Beltran. Beltran's gone to left field twice. Be a good guy to watch in this one.
Well, we've seen Odor do that pretty successfully. See if he can here with 2 outs. He ropes that one foul. It's 0-1. I had a feeling that pitch was on purpose too. Something off speed inside. So here, go ahead. Now I'll get you to the point where you want to pull the ball, and then I'll throw you something soft away. Some of the veteran pitchers that'll do that. They throw a changeup, a slow curveball, something inside. You can hit it hard, pull it all you want, and pull it well foul. 1-1. Fister, a 32-year-old right-hander. Castro flashing the signs out. Inside. Odor looked like he never even thought about swinging that pitch. Pretty good take there, 2-1. Watching that, Rugen may be thinking going left center field. That is on the inside corner. 2-2. The Astros defense on the infield well around to the right. The outfield straight away. Big hole at shortstop. Fister peering in for the sign. And now time call. Next pitch for Doug Fister will be number 80 for the evening. Now the right-hander's ready. Rangers can't do anything with a one-out double. They strand Beltran at third. We played half the ball game tonight at Minute Maid Park in Houston with the Astros leading the Rangers 1-0. Will be treated to an Adrian Beltre removable helmet bobblehead. That's courtesy of Nitto Tires. Be one of the first 15,000 fans at a Globe Life Park. The Rangers take on the Tigers that day. You will collect a one-of-a-kind bobblehead. Find your tickets at TexasRangers.com. Remember, remove Adrian's helmet at your own risk. Well, Tony Barnett back out to the hill. He will face the middle of the Astros order. Correa. Off-balance throw by Beltre is wide. Adrian got a crazy hop on that last one and kind of fooled him and messed up his footwork.
Yeah, he was planning on that ball being on the foul side of the third base foul line. It hit something and came back fair, and there's nothing he could do to get anything on the ball. Must have had a lot of spin on it the way that thing came back. And Correa gets down the line, too.
No, that's going to be a base hit for Carlos Correa starting off the Astros fifth. He is aboard for Evan Gattis. Gattis 1 for 1, a walk and a base hit tonight. Gattis' single was with 2 outs in the third inning. He got as far as third. The Ranger starter Lucas Harrell able to wiggle off the hook in that inning. One and one. Evan Gattis, the DH tonight, caught last night. Came over here a couple of years ago from the Atlanta Braves. Astros looking for somebody to plug in the middle of that order. Gattis fit in pretty well. And he's provided some power and some run scoring ability.
An interesting stat on Evan Gattis. Last year he hit 11 triples. This year he doesn't have one single triple.
1-2. They must have found the shift against the trip. The
They started
shift.
playing out near Tal's Hill out there, I guess.
Well, you wouldn't look at him and say, yeah, this guy's built to hit triples. I mean, he just doesn't run that well.
Oh,
Runs pretty good for a big guy, but not triples speed.
not to get 11 in one year. If you said he didn't have any, I wouldn't be surprised, but 11 is a little bit of a surprise.
Looped out a play down the right side, back about 7 rows. We'll try it again at a ball and 2 strikes. Tony Barnett, 32-year-old rookie right-hander, trying to work around the leadoff infield single by Carlos Correa. Got him swinging. Went up the ladder. Gattis didn't have enough runs on his. Well, 1 gone. Correa still at first before Preston Tucker steps in. Let's send it back to Dana Larson for a Chevy game break. All right, Dana, thank you. That's a shame to hear about Sonny Gray. Looper to right center field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Correa on his way to third. The throw not in time. Astros have runners at the corners for A.J. Reed.
You can see Carlos Beltran at age 39 still looks like he can play the outfield, still throws well. Imagine what he looked like when he, 15 years ago when he was 24 or 25. He looks like this at 39.
A 1 out, runners at first and third. A.J. Reed will step in against Tony Barnett. Reed has struck out and walked tonight.
Looking for another strikeout right here.
Rangers will play the infield back with 1 out. Ball 1. Tony Barnett working on a 15 and a third inning scoreless streak. That's in jeopardy right here. He covers his last 12 ball games. 1-0 pitch coming to Reed. 2-0.
Last year, Reed hit .340 with 34 home runs, knocked in 127 runs, and walked 86 times in the minor leagues.
Odor to Andrews. Back to Moreland. They got it.
Nice play.
What a play by Rougned Odor and Elvis Andrews to get that double play. 4-6-3, and the threat has come to an end. So we finished 5 innings here at Minute Maid Park. The Astros leading the Rangers 1-0. Slam Inning brought to you by Sonic. Tonight's jackpot is $700 and dinner for two at Sonic Drive-In. If a Ranger hits a home run during this inning, Bill Bernard of Plano will win $700. And if a Ranger hits a grand slam this inning, Bill is going to win $25,000. You can register at any participating Sonic restaurant, and we have just gotten a Sonic winner. Matthew Lucroy has tied the ball game with his second Ranger home run. Bill Bernard of Plano has won $700 off the bat of Jonathan Lucroy.
Well, it's just a matter of time. You just have to think Fister's pitching on borrowed luck here, giving up 8 hits in 5 innings with a couple of walks. The Rangers had opportunity after opportunity, couldn't get the hit to bring in a run, so Lucroy just took it into his own hands and leads off the 6th inning with a high, towering home run to left field. That's the way to get a run in.
Well, the Rangers snap a 16-inning scoreless streak with that home run, and we are back dead even. It is 1-1. And here's Mitch Moreland. Ball 1.
That one got a little more of the plate than most of Fister's pitches do, but I have a feeling that won't be the last one.
Out of play to the left off the bat of Moreland.
He knows that's gone. He just wants to see where it's going to land.
That went off the signs up there above the Crawford boxes. Bill Bernard of Plano, $700. Moreland, a drive to right. It is hooking foul.
Yep, that almost was another one.
That went screaming by the foul pole, but hit it and knocks it down.
Yeah, that cow on top of the foul pole ducked. Went right by him.
Almost turned that cow into a burger. 1-2 to Mitch. And a towering fly ball to left.
Well, he just missed hitting that one into the Crawford boxes, too.
Tucker makes that catch, 1 away. And Omar Mazzara will be next.
Well, you need to get one more off him before he's taken out in the 7th inning.
Jonathan Lucroy, his second Ranger home run, his 15th of the year overall. And no doubter. That was headed toward the train, but the train backed up.
I never did see where it landed, did you?
Yeah, it hit right above that Halliburton sign.
Oh, did it?
Yeah.
Okay. Kind of lost it in the light colors out there.
We've got to get used to picking fly balls up out of the glass out there. We're going to have something like that in Arlington in a few years.
Yeah, that's right.
1 ball and 1 strike. Nomar has walked and singled tonight, 1 for 1. Rangers now 9 hits. 2 balls and a strike.
Omar was ready to let that one bounce up and hit him, but when it hit, it skipped a little bit toward home plate and missed him.
He misread the spin on it.
Yeah.
Got to lean into it a little bit. Fister into the line. Now 2-2 on the foul ball. Rangers 1 run on 9 hits. The Astros 1 run on 7 hits. Rangers have left 8 on. The Astros have left 9 men aboard. Both pitchers involved in this game leading charmed lives tonight. Down and in, and the count has gone full. Well, Mazzara trying to get aboard with 1 out here in the 6th. Elvis Andrus will follow. Got a "Let's Go Rangers" chant going at Minute Maid. Fister and time call.
Well, half the crowd's booing because he stepped out, and the other half's yelling, "Let's go Rangers."
Inside corner, call strike 3. Pfister with just his second strikeout of the night. Mazzara is gone. Now Andrews coming up.
That's that changeup right down in the right-hand part of the strike zone. Looked like a changeup anyway.
I think you're right. Well, here's Elvis, who has singled both times he's come to the plate. 2 for 2, hitting at 293. And he takes strike 1.
We've seen pitchers strike zones on this road trip.
Yeah,
for the most part.
Yep. Yeah, if it even thought about touching the line, it was a strike. Elvis left center field. That ball is well hit up the alley. Going back is Marisnik. At the wall makes the catch. Just to the left, to the 404 side. Elvis thought he had at least extra bases. But Marisnik able to pull it off, but Jonathan Lucroy, the leadoff home run, ties the ball game. We played 5.5 in Houston. Rangers 1, Astros 1. Fans 14 and older coming out to the game on Saturday, August 13th will receive a Snapple Brookshires Fan Vote Rangers t-shirt. Selected by you, the fans. Don't miss this special giveaway as the Rangers take on the Detroit Tigers that night. Get your tickets at TexasRangers.com or by calling 972-RANGERS. The play's going to be held up here a moment. We had an accident between innings, tending to a person down that left field line. Had a cart goes around between innings shooting t-shirts up into the stands, and the young lady apparently fell out of the cart. Fortunately, it looks like she's okay. It would have been sore, but man,
tough game.
It is. So they will tend to her, and John Radigan keeping a close eye on things. He'll have a report for us, I'm sure. In the meantime, Keone Kellen has come in to take over on the hill for the Rangers. Keone appearing for the 17th time this season. Last time we saw Kellen, last game in Baltimore, worked the third of an inning and the strikeout in that Ranger 5-3 win. So Kellen, the third pitcher used tonight by Jeff Bannister, on to face the number 8 hitter in the Astros lineup as Jake Marisnik. It'll be Marisnick, Castro, and then back to the top of the order for George Springer. A 1-1 ball game. Pitch just outside for ball one. Springer has singled and grounded into a fielder's choice. 1 for 2 tonight, a .230 average. And that pitch a little bit low, 2-0. Keone this year has retired 13 of the 16 first hitters he's faced. Marisnick to dead center. Desmond back on the warning track in front of Tiles Hill to make the catch.
I was hoping Zach have to go up halfway up that hill to try to catch that ball. He was ready because he got a good jump. They show a replay of a play Marisnick made going up that hill between innings occasionally, where he went up a couple of steps and ended up flat out reaching toward the wall, catching it about halfway up the hill. That's about a 400-foot shot, but Ian had plenty of room to go to get if he had to go any farther.
Out there just past the flagpole, it reads 436. I'm not sure how much that comes into play, but it's an interesting feature.
Yeah.
The one out, here's Jason Castro. Little excuse me swing. Beltre able to take his time and get the slow-footed Castro for out number 2.
Unfortunately, Castro didn't get out of the box. I'm not sure he knew where that ball went right off the bat, but it gave Adrian plenty of time to where he didn't have to barehand it. Keone slides to make sure he's out of the way of Adrian. Let the sure-handed Adrian make the play. And good evasive move by Keone, and 2 quick outs as well.
Yeah, Kella's seen Beltre throw from down there. He wasn't going to take any chances.
Well, one thing our bullpen guys have done over the last 3 weeks or so is most of them have had a chance to pitch more than 1 inning. I don't know if Keone will do that or not, but he's on the way to a fairly quick 6th inning here. Tony Barnett has done it. Saw Matt Bush pitch a couple of innings. So if they need to, they can.
Yeah, and Keone had a 2-inning outing in the last homestand.
Yeah.
That pitch in the dirt to George Springer, 1 ball and 1 strike. Yeah, against the Royals in that series against Kansas City at home, worked 2 innings. Gave up exactly nothing in that ball game. A Ranger win, of course, in that 3-game sweep over Kansas City. 1-1 pitch coming to Springer. 1-2. Springer tonight has struck out twice and grounded to third. Lucas Harrell went the first 3 2/3 innings. Had base runners all over the place. 10 base runners, 5 hits and 5 walks, and only gave up 1 run. And Tony Barnett worked a scoreless inning in the 3rd, and now Kella. 2 balls, 2 strikes. One thing Matthew Lucroy has been dodging balls in the dirt tonight, blocking them and dodging them.
He's in the 2nd game of a doubleheader right now as far as how many balls he's had to move around on.
Bases empty, 2 away here at the bottom of the 6th inning. Kella back to the plate. 3-2. If you're the Rangers, you'd love to see Keone have a 1-2-3 inning here. Kind of a shutdown inning after you've taken the game into the offensive realm with a home run, tied it back up. Get off the field, get your bats back to work. Alex Bregman in the on-deck circle for the Astros. Payoff pitch coming to Springer. That foul ball, and we will try it again. Jeff Bannister pacing, as all managers love to do. or are forced to do, whichever we're going to look at it. Another 3-2 pitch coming from Keller. Got him swinging.
Good curveball.
Sharp breaking biter. And Keller has that 1-2-3 inning. We're going to the top of the 7th inning. Rangers coming up. They are tied with the Astros at 1. Four-game summary. Astros got on the board first with a bases-loaded walk to Preston Tucker. That brought home the first run of the ball game. And then, in the 6th inning, Jonathan Lucroy unloading the left field, his second home run as a Ranger. That tied the game at 1. That's where we stand as the Rangers come to bat here in the top of the 7th inning. Doug Fister finished after 6 innings of work. He will have no decision tonight. 25-year-old right-hander Chris Davinsky is on now for the Astros. Davinsky, originally a draft pick of the Chicago White Sox, came over to the Astros in a trade that sent Brett Myers to Chicago back in 2012. He is working to the top of the Ranger order here. Shin-Soo Choo to start things off. Way inside, 2 balls and no strikes.
Davinsky's having a nice season. He's started 4 games for the Astros. Keeps the ball in the ballpark. Only giving up 3 home runs. Not many walks either.
Choo taking all the way. It's 2-1.
That's a little bit of a gimme right there. For a hitter, just speaking for a hitter,
yeah,
you can't have them like that on the lower part of the strike zone and the higher part of the strike zone. That just makes the strike zone too big.
I can't disagree with you. I'm not going to back you up on it, but I can't disagree with you.
No, but at the same time, I'm not going to argue about an umpire hunting for strikes.
That's inside to Choo, and it's a full count. So Choo trying to get aboard once again. He's been on 3 times already tonight. He and Desmond will follow. Choo with a couple of hits and a walk. Davinsky with a payoff pitch. Lost him. Choo on for the 4th time tonight. 2 walks, 2 hits. And it brings up Desmond. Now our Kubota power stats, now that we have seen the Astros bullpen go to work. They are the best in the American League, that 3.08 ERA. The only bullpen in the major leagues to improve in ERA each of the last 3 seasons. They revamped it, retooled it. And A.J. Hinch has used it to great effect down here in Houston. Here's Desmond, who is 1 for 3. There goes Choo. The pitch is a strike. The throw is high and into center field. Choo can stay right there.
Yeah, those guys in the outfield and the center field and right field, they can throw. Don't take any chances.
Choo going on the first pitch. Castro needed to have a parachute on that throw.
Well, if he makes a good throw, he's got a pretty good shot at him. And Marisnik was charging that right from the start. He caught it almost in back of second base.
No, for Chu, his 5th stolen base of the year. He's in scoring position now. And Desmond, with nobody out, will try and at least get him over to third. Castro going to go out and talk to Davinsky. And first time they've had to work tonight with a runner at second base. Davinsky just into the ball game, so making sure they've got the signs straight. Chris Davinsky out of Cerritos, California, down in the Orange County, LA County area. 1 ball, no strikes. Desmond got a hanger, and it was probably too high of a hanger.
It looked like he waited on it and saw it all the way.
That makes the count strike 2. First one was called a strike also. In the dirt. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Desmond singled to right in the first inning. Since then has tapped out to third a couple of times. Chris Davinsky with Shin-Soo Choo out there at second. Infield shading Desmond slightly the opposite way. They figure he's going to try and shoot the ball to the right side. And he does, but it's foul. Back into the seats. Still 1-2. Desmond 0 for 2 against previous matchup, or in previous matchups with Chris Davinsky. Chu stepping off his lead out there at second, right at the bottom of your screen. Got him swinging. Davinsky with a tight slider. 1 out. It brings up Carlos Beltran. Carlos Correa in from shortstop to talk to Chris Davinsky about positioning, I would imagine.
Either that or he said, hey, look, it's none of my business, but I'd walk this guy if I were you.
Carlos 2 for 3 tonight.
He just so relaxed. Takes the first pitch frequently. A lot of times it's right down the middle. Don't sweat.
Beltran singled in the third, doubled in the fifth. Trying to pick up Chu from second base here in the 7th. Over the leap of Correa into left center field. Chu around third, scores. Beltran with his 3rd hit of the night puts the Rangers on the board ahead of the Astros 2-1.
Now, if that is what Correa said, see, he knew what he was talking about.
Yep.
But I've just got to speak for myself. If I was the Astros, I would have walked him. The way he's swinging the bat. That's the 3rd rope he's hit on a ball away, tailing away. And that's a good pitch. That ball's down and away exactly where you want it. But when you go the other way, you have a chance. If you try to pull it, you don't have much of a chance. And boy, Carlos is putting on a hitting exhibition tonight.
No, that's a great point about taking the ball the other way, or the big part of the field, as guys talk about it too. And Carlos Beltran fired up. And yeah, that's what we're talking about, guys. 51 games to go after tonight. Let's put it together here.
He's got the perfect temperament for a hitter. Never gets rattled.
Beltran, fly ball to pretty deep right down the line. Springer near the line makes the catch. Beltran staying at first. There are 2 outs now, and Rougned Odor coming up.
Well, Chu with a walk and a stolen base. Big part of this inning. 2 walks, 2 hits for Shin-Soo tonight. Nice to have him back in that leadoff spot.
Well, it is a whole different looking Ranger lineup when he leads off. And it's just one guy, but His ability to get on base and make things happen, he just sets the table for everybody. Now here's Odor, who's 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. 1 ball and no strikes. Brugden, you remember, loves this ballpark. He has fond memories of his first major league home run here, which went 1.5 miles to right field back in 2014, up into the second deck. 2 balls, no strikes. Odor, better numbers against the Astros than any other team. 8 home runs, 29 RBI against Houston. This just Brugden Odor's second full year. If you want to count last year as a full year, he did miss 6 weeks going down to the minor leagues. Ahead of the count, 2-0. Now 2-1 after that foul ball. Here are the numbers we're talking about. That 282 average, very good, but the power number is the best that he has against anyone so far. Carlos Beltran, a 1.5 lead at first base. Another foul ball. That evens the count at 2-2. Jeremy Jeffress, he of the turbo sinker out there in the Ranger bullpen. Brad Holman, the Ranger bullpen coach out there, keeping an eye on things. Top of the 7th inning. 1 on, 2 outs, a run across.
He was on that one. Hit himself in the head with a bat after that one. He knew where that one would have ended up. Watch. Right there. Bang. Found himself to get with it.
That's an Adrian Beltre move right there. Still 2-2. That's slicing into left center field. That is down. It's going to the wall. Beltran steaming around third. He's being waved home. Here comes the throw from Correa. The tag. He is out at the plate. Well-executed relay. Marisnik to Correa to Castro. Rangers have their second runner of the night thrown out at the plate. Very well executed. But the Rangers take the lead. They get a run on 2 hits and leave 1. We'll take the stretch. The Rangers leading 2-1. moment, and we'll take you back to August 12th, 3 years ago, 2013. Yu Darvish and Joe Nathan combined to one-hit the Astros. That was another game. Yu Darvish took a no-hitter into the 8th inning against these Astros before Carlos Corporate did a solo home run to break up the no-hitter and the shutout all in one fell swoop. Nathan came on, though, to shut down the Astros in the 9th and preserve that victory. Well, here in 2016 on this August the 6th, Rangers have a 2-1 lead, and they turn it over in the 7th inning now to Jeremy Jeffress. Jeffress appearing in his second ball game for the Rangers since coming over, along with Jonathan Lucroy from the Milwaukee Brewers. Jeffress, the closer for Milwaukee, not asked to close games here with the Rangers, but 49 appearances with this outing here this evening.
Well, he's pitching the 7th inning, but he's pitching a tough part of the lineup. Got Altuve and Correa hitting this inning.
Alex Bregman leading things off, takes the slider for strike one. Yeah, and this is the advantage. You have guys like Jeffress that have had closing experience. Jeff Bannister has no qualms about bringing him in the 7th or 8th innings. Not the final 3 outs, but 3 very important outs to the top part of the order. Strike 2 to Bregman. Nomar Mazara moving from left over to right, with Delino to Shields coming in defensively in left field. Shields will hit in Beltran's spot. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Bregman doubled his career hit total tonight. Came in 2 for 38. He has gone 2 for 3 tonight. Call strike 3. Bregman heard it go by.
He doesn't have the slightest idea where that ball was.
Alan Porter let him know it was a strike.
He thinks that ball is about a foot outside. You won't find a team with, if you take the right fielder, the center fielder, and the shortstop, that can throw like the 3 guys with the Astros. Those throws they've made today turn it into a different kind of a ball game. Springer's play at the plate, and then that relay play. I didn't think there was any way there was going to be a play at the plate on that. But Marisnik's throw to Correa's throw to the plate, about as good as it gets. Boy, he's just nailing the right part of the strike zone.
Yes,
watch the throws. Here's the big throw. Marisnik gets rid of it quick, perfectly, and then Correa a 1-hop shot. And Marisnik's arm, Correa doesn't have to go out quite as far, and makes his throw a little bit shorter. It's like hitting a home run right there. Wow.
Altuve heading up toward Huntsville. That ball got the outside corner. No balls and 2 strikes. Altuve a walk in 3 trips, 0 for 2 officially. Jeffress, that power sinker, a little bit low and outside. Altuve at 356 average. That's 30 points higher than anybody else in the American League. Jeremy Jeffress back to the plate. Call strike 3, outside corner. Altuve can't believe it.
Yeah, but when he goes back and looks, he's going to see that it was a strike. He can complain all he wants, but even though the umpire has, maybe been a little bit liberal, that ball's a strike. It's right on the outside corner.
And he's gone. Alan Porter, I think you can see him warning Altuve, pointing down to the ground, say, okay, that's enough. Now, I've heard your argument. Altuve kept it up, and Porter ran him.
Yeah, if you get run and the pitch is, 4 or 5 inches outside, that's one thing, but that pitch right on the outside corner. It's touching the outside corner. The hitter doesn't like it, but that's not like a blatantly bad call.
Right.
But I think it looks even worse to a hitter when it's going 98 miles an hour.
And coming back that way.
Coming back a little bit. When it's going 88 miles an hour, at least you see it. When it's going 98 miles an hour, I don't think you really know exactly where it was. And that pitch was a strike, an unhittable strike. Well, it's not like it was 5 inches outside.
Right.
And same with Bregman's.
Jeffress back-to-back called third strikes. 2 gone. Carlos Correa coming up.
And the other thing is, if you look at the strike zone in the first 2 games of this series, then you definitely don't have any arguments. Borderline pitches have been called strikes. It's as easy as that. Man, he is throwing some nasty stuff tonight.
Yes, he is. And I don't imagine that's an easy pitch to pick up either from a hitter standpoint.
I don't think it is.
It's got to look like it's come out of his hip somewhere. Hip or maybe a shoulder. Correa, an infield single in 3 trips. 2 balls, no strikes. Carlos Correa, a .268 average. Rangers 2 runs on 11 hits tonight. The Astros 1 run on 7 hits. Beltre charging, and that ball drifting off into foul territory.
That's what he thought the other one was going to do.
And I think the one before that he kind of misplayed right at the back, hit the lip of the grass and kicked back fair, which Adrian wasn't expecting. This hit the dirt right on the line and kicked foul.
That's a good play by Adrian. Louis is going to have a very difficult time getting Correa first.
He explained it to Elvis. Now Elvis apparently getting on him a little bit about it. Jeremy Jeffress going through his checklist. Okay, power, sinker, slider every once in a while. What do I want? Yeah, okay, I got it. 2-1 pitch to the right side. Odor on to first. Jeremy Jeffress, a 1-2-3, and impressive 1-2-3 7th inning. 3 up, 3 down. We'll go to the 8th. Rangers leading 2-1.
Are made of as the Rangers have taken a 2-1 lead now on the Astros here at Minute Maid Park. It's game 2 of a 3-game set here, and game 3 is tomorrow. It's a getaway day game, and it'll be Yu Darvish on the mound, the aforementioned Yu, who has really good numbers here at Minute Maid Park, a 3-1 record, under 3 ERA, and Jose Altuve with pretty good numbers against the Rangers in the last 6, and maybe a chip on his shoulder after what happened here tonight. Tomorrow's coverage starts at 12:30. AT&T high-speed internet reminds us to remind you about the game tomorrow, the finale of this 3-game set, guys.
All right, John, thank you. The Rangers leading by a run. Boy, what an inning by Jeremy Jeffress. A couple of strikeouts and a soft ground ball Jonathan Lucroy leading off against the new pitcher for the Astros. That would be the left-hander Tony Sipp. Sipp, the only left-hander they have out there. And he's on here for his 43rd appearance of the year. He's 1-2 at 4.66 ERA. The league hitting .306 against him. And A.J. Hinch going to the left-hander with a couple of left-handers to follow Jonathan Lucroy. It'd be Moreland and Mazzara. Pop foul back into the seats. No balls, 2 strikes. Lucroy, the game-tying home run in the 6th inning against Doug Fister. Led off that frame and plastered one up into the Crawford boxes, above the Crawford boxes. His 15th home run of the year, his 2nd in a Ranger uniform. 0-2 pitch coming from Sipp. We'll try that again. You remember that Jose Altuve got run out by the home plate umpire Alan Porter, so Marwin Gonzalez has to come in and take over at second base. He will hit in the number 3 spot. Lucroy settling back in that batter's box. Tony Sipp leaning in for the sign. The left-hander's ready. Turn me over changeup. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Jonathan Lucroy has not had an official at bat against Tony Sipp in the regular season. Sure, you've seen him in spring training. Sipp, a long-time member of the Cleveland Indians. It's Milwaukee down in the Valley of the Sun for spring. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now our AT&T high-speed internet replay will take you back to that 6th inning. Jonathan Lucroy leading off. And Doug Fister trying to get the pitch inside, never got there. Jonathan Lucroy's bat intercepted it, sent it well over the Crawford boxes. A game-tying home run. Sipp with a 2-2 pitch. Full count. Well, Lucroy trying to get a board to start off the Ranger 8th. They would love to put a little extra on the board. Mitch Moreland, Ranger first baseman, swinging it back, getting ready. Sipp sets the 3-2 pitch to Lucroy. We'll reset and try it again. Lucroy with that average at .296. All-star catcher came over from the Milwaukee Brewers. Rangers swinging a trade for Lucroy and Jeremy Jeffress at the trading deadline. Well hit to right field. Springer's playing shallow. He can't get it. That ball is at the wall. Goodbye. Jonathan Lucroy, the opposite field. His 2nd home run of the night. The Rangers lead it 3-1.
I'd say Jonathan's making a fairly good impression in the short time he's been here. He's hit a couple of home runs in a 3-1 game and gunned down Altuve trying to steal second base. That's a pretty nice at bat right there. Get behind in the count, foul a couple off. They've already gone deep to left field, and now try it to right field.
I think he likes it.
I think I like him.
My goodness. Couple of leadoff home runs the last 2 times up. Well, the Rangers on top by 3-1. Here's Mitch. A swinging strike 1. Now, Jonathan Lucroy, home run number 16. Marlin in there, 1 out of 7 in his career against Tony Sipp. Pitch tonight is flied out all 3 times that he's come to the plate. 1 ball and 1 strike. Zip with the 1-1. Little pop up off the fist. Bregman, long way to go. In foul territory, the third baseman makes the catch. That is out number 1. Before Nomar Mazara steps in, let's send it back to Dana Larson for a Chevy game break. All right, Dana, thank you. The Rangers with some late life here this evening. They've taken a 3-1 lead. 42,272 on hand. The second sellout of the season for the Astros. And a lot of Ranger fans. We heard Let's Go Ranger chants earlier. I've got to think about half of them are Ranger fans here tonight. And more are being converted as we go on. Omar Mazara, a swinging strike. A lot of Ranger gear in evidence. Got word out of the Ranger clubhouse. Carlos Beltran left the ball game with a quad contusion. He will be evaluated later on tonight and tomorrow, and not considered serious at the moment, but that's why he left the ball game. I would imagine on that slide at home plate. Mazara had a single in the second inning, walked in the 4th inning. 1-2. The Rangers, who had been shut out for 15 consecutive innings, broke that streak with Jonathan Lucroy's leadoff home run in the 6th, added another in the 7th, and Lucroy again in the 8th. Led off with a blast this time to right field. Still a ball and 2 strikes to Nomar Mazara. Rangers 3 runs on a dozen hits today. Astros 1 run on 7 hits. Tony Sipp once again ready. Up the middle, flagged down by Sipp. 2 gone. Now with Elvis Andrus coming up, Progressive would like to tell you about the Rangers' upcoming schedule. Rangers and Astros here on Saturday night. Tomorrow afternoon they'll finish up this series. Then it's on to Denver to take on the Rockies. A couple of games Monday night and Tuesday afternoon. Coming back home then. The Rockies coming to town for a couple of quick games. The Tigers and Oakland follow. Then it's back out onto the road to take on Tampa down in Tropicana Field. Well, that'll do it for Sipp. He is out after 2/3 of an inning, gives up the home run. We will take a break, tell you about the new pitcher when we come back right after this on Fox Sports Southwest. #1 live streaming sports service delivers everything you've come to expect and a lot more. You can watch every out-of-market game live in HD on over 400 supported devices. It includes a free subscription to @Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball. Blackout and other restrictions apply. Visit MLB.tv for details. Now, Michael Phillies, the hard-throwing right-hander, a 23-year-old out of the Dominican Republic, on now to face Elvis Andrus. Elvis rips one to left field. That is going to be down in front of Tucker for a base hit. Elvis with his 3rd hit of the night. He has 3 singles in 4 trips.
And Tucker was playing fairly deep against Elvis. We've seen the Astros occasionally play Elvis really shallow, but I thought off the bat that he was just going to go sideways and catch that ball, but where he was playing, he couldn't get to it.
Numbers for Michael Phillies this year, his 32nd appearance of 2016. Now back to the top of the Ranger order, Shin-Soo Choo. And Choo has been on all 4 times that he's come to the plate. 2 singles, 2 walks. He has scored a run, has a stolen base to his credit. A bunt and foul ball. Alan Porter right on top of it. Jason Castro was going to make the play very easily, but Porter right there to make sure he got the call correct.
Well, Choo had plenty to bunt at. A lot of green out there. If he got it down, no one there. Bregman way over at shortstop and back.
You can hear him yell up here, "Oh, Choo."
And now he's playing in, so maybe Choo will shoot one right by him. Phillies had a pretty nice season, 70 strikeouts in 48 innings.
He's one of those young fireballers. Gets the ball to the plate in a hurry. 1 ball and 1 strike. Phillies signed by the Astros back in 2010. Made his major league debut last year in 5 ball games for Houston. There's the breaking ball that comes through the back door. 1-2.
This pitch, same kind of a pitch that Altuve took, just barely touching the outside corner. Again, those balls have been strikes all game long.
Phillies a check of first. Elvis on the move. The pitch inside. There will be no throw. Elvis taking advantage of Michael Phillies just not paying any attention to it.
Yeah, and now a little blooper will score the 4th run.
Well, Elvis in at second now. 2-2, the count to Choo. Got him swinging. Well, Phillies gets a fine off of the Rangers with a leadoff home run by Jonathan Lucroy. Add on. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Rangers 3, Astros 1. Fox Sports Southwest is brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Transparency, low fares, nothing to hide. By AT&T high-speed internet. Get a deal worth talking about. Get high-speed internet from AT&T. And by your Texas Ford dealers. Visit your local Texas Ford dealer today during the Ford Freedom Sales Event and see why Ford is the best in Texas. A beautiful shot of the skyline of downtown Houston. Beautiful evening outside, very comfortable inside here at Minute Maid Park. And Jake Diekman, 29-year-old southpaw for the Rangers, coming on for the 46th time this year. Haven't seen Jake since last Sunday against Kansas City. Diekman worked a third of an inning in that ball game. Only threw 2 pitches. Go on here to face Evan Gattis to start things off. And he backdoors a breaking ball for strike 1. Gattis tonight has walked, singled, and struck out. One ball and 1 strike. Diekman, the 5th pitcher used by Jeff Bannister tonight. Lucas Harrell started with the first 3 2/3. Tony Barnett worked 1 1/3. Keone Kela and Jeremy Jeffress each had a 1-2-3 inning in their outings. And now Jake Diekman. Gattis 229 with the average. Diekman's 2-1 pitch. 3-1. Jake not able to bring that pitch into the strike zone. He's left everything outside to Gattis. Three and 2. Tailing action on that 96-mile-an-hour heater.
Yeah, if he needed my suggestion, I would suggest doing the same thing on this pitch.
It's always nice to get the okay.
In case he needs any help.
Yeah. Got a little help that time from Evan Gattis.
Yeah. It's just it's hard to decide what to do when it's coming at 96 miles an hour. When it's going at 88 miles an hour, you have a chance, but he knows what happened on the pitch before it when he threw that one right by him. That pitch was about a foot outside, but he was so geared up to get the bat around on a 97-mile-an-hour pitch, he couldn't hold up.
Well, it's got Gattis talking to himself as he sits back down on the bench. 1 out. Here's Preston Tucker. Tucker's been aboard all 3 times that he has come to the plate. That strikeout of Evan Gattis, the 10th punch out by Ranger pitching tonight. Mentioned Astros favor the strikeout, both throwing and hitting. When you're throwing them, it's good. When you're hitting, not quite so good. Oh, 0-2 to Tucker. Get him to offer a pretty good breaking ball from Diekman. Give you an idea, the Astros have struck out now 1,012 times this year. That tally may go up here in a second. It does. Make that 1,013.
This is some dominating relief work so far.
Rangers, meanwhile, have struck out 823 times. About 200 fewer strikeouts for the Rangers.
Hey, look at Kela, Jefferson, Diekman so far. Man, makes you want to be glad. It makes you very glad that you don't have a uniform on trying to hit these guys.
Yeah, between Kela striking out Springer to end the 6th inning, Jefferson striking out Bregman and Altuve in the 7th, and now Gattis and Tucker have been struck out by Diekman here in the 8th, and A.J. Reed not having much success either. So 5 strikeouts in the last 6 hitters. 3 different Ranger pitchers. Reed has walked in 3 trips, 0 for 2. Chops that one foul and finds himself down in the count. No balls and 2 strikes.
He's probably going to have to hit that same pitch that Tucker had a chance to hit, that slider.
Is that going through his mind right now?
Probably.
Yeah.
You know, for a young kid that's getting a taste of the big leagues, that's a pretty tough assignment.
Diekman ready to go. The 0-2 pitch.
Plus, it doesn't make it any easier when he practically steps toward first base. Hide the ball. Ball's got to feel like it's coming from Odor out at second base.
Diekman back to the plate. And he misses high and away. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Target set, down and away. The pitch got him on the outside corner. Lucroy moving out there to take that pitch, and it's a 3-strikeout inning, 3 in a row for Jake Diekman. Going to the 9th inning, Rangers by 2. Michael Phillies out to the hill. Rangers 3 runs on 13 hits tonight. Astros 1 run on 7 hits. Rangers come to bat here in the 9th. Ian Desmond to lead things off against Michael Phillies. Takes strike 1. Desmond a base hit back in the 1st inning. 1 for 4 so far this evening. Bregman cuts it off. Third baseman double clutches and still gets Desmond by a step. A 1 away, and Delino to Shields will come up for his first at bat this evening. Took over for Carlos Beltran, who a bruised thigh, apparently, or bruised quad, apparently in that play at home plate when he was sliding home trying to score, got tagged out. Phillies misses outside, ball 1. Delino a .221 average. 3 home runs, 9 driven in. Two and 0. Now 2-1. The lineup took an 0-for-3 last night against Dallas Keuchel. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Rangers held to 3 hits last night, shut out for the 5th time in 2016. First time, though, an individual did it against them. Keuchel, the complete game. 3-hit shutout. The 2-2 pitch. Now Delano trying to get aboard with 1 out. Adrian Beltre looming in that on-deck circle. Two gone. Second strikeout for Phillies. And Sam Dyson getting ready to enter in the 9th inning. Adrian Beltre 0 for 4. He has flied out 3 times and grounded out. Bregman, nice play on the back.
He can pick it over there.
Yes, he can. No, Rangers gone in order. Bottom of the 9th coming up, and in Minute Maid Park, it's Sam Dyson time. Rangers on top, 3-1. And close out this Ranger 3-1 lead. Dyson will face Marisnick, Castro, and George Springer. Here in the 9th inning, if anybody gets aboard, Alex Bregman would be next. 23 out of 25 in saves opportunities for Sam Dyson. His 53rd appearance of the season. League hitting .235 against him. 35 strikeouts in his 49 and a third innings. Ryan Rua has entered the ballgame to take over in left field for the Rangers. Delino to Shields had been out there. Apparently Delino out of the ballgame now. Now Dyson will face Jake Marisnick, who is 1 for 3 this evening. Since the bullpen took over in the 5th inning, Astros have had a grand total of 2 hits. And both those hits came in the 5th inning. First sinker is a little bit low to Marisnick for ball 1. Ten straight sent down by Killa, Barnett, Jeffress, and Diekman. 1 ball and 1 strike. This Ranger bullpen has been pretty much in lockdown mode. 5 1/3 scoreless innings in the 3 ball games prior to tonight. 2-1. 4 1/3 scoreless innings thus far this evening. Dyson to Marisnik. 2-2. Sam Dyson, a 28-year-old out of Tampa, Florida. Slow chopper, Beltre charging. On the run, guns him down. 1 gone. Adrian never in a rush to unload it. Always under control, and he is phenomenal.
Yeah, plays third base like Carlos Beltran hits.
Yeah.
Never nervous.
Yeah. Jason Castro 0 for 3 tonight. A couple of ground outs and a strikeout. Dyson's first pitch to him. Castro 0 for 2 in previous matchups with Sam Dyson. Now he's going to be 1 for 3 as that looping single settles into right field. And that will bring the tying run to the plate as the Astros turn the lineup over. George Springer, the leadoff man, will step in. One out. Springer has struck out 3 times tonight and grounded out. 0 for 4.
The only thing you want to make sure you do here is make it sink and keep it down low.
Chopper to Beltre. To second. Odor. Going straight up in the air.
That was pretty.
It looked like something out of a Jack in the Box.
That was pretty smooth, and that's exactly what Sam did. First, let's watch Ruby get out of the way of this slide.
Boing.
That'd be a great picture. Well, that's exactly what Sam did. He sunk it, and he kept it down low.
Yep.
And Springer beat it right into the ground. Both balls this inning have been beat right into the ground to third base. Let's get one more right here.
Well, 2 out. Alex Bregman, who is 2 for 4 tonight, his biggest offensive night of his young major league career. A single and a double. Also struck out twice. Nobody holding Springer at first. He's on the move, and the pitch fouled off. Rangers don't really care about George Springer at first. Nothing personal. It's just that his run doesn't mean much.
No.
Rangers have that 2-run advantage. Guy they want is standing at home plate. Springer again on the move as Dyson comes back and misses outside. 1-1. Defensive indifference to allow Springer to get to second. Jonathan Lucroy flashing out the series of signs. Sam Dyson ready. Now ball here toward left field. It's through for a base hit. Springer will score. Bregman to first with an RBI single, his first major league RBI. And more importantly, it makes it a 3-2 Ranger lead.
That was a little bit higher. That wasn't down around the knees, and that didn't have. And when it's not down around the knees, it won't have quite the same sinking action.
So for the Astros now, the tying run at first, the winning run at the plate, and Marwin Gonzalez, switch hitting infielder, who took the place of Jose Altuve. Altuve was ejected by the home plate umpire, Alan Porter, for arguing back in the 7th inning. Well, here's Gonzalez. A slow chopper out to Odor. On to Moreland, and that is a winner. Sam Dyson gives up a run, but the Rangers close out a 3-2 win and even this series with the Astros. Rangers